Today we'll discuss about the fetal skull and fetal circulation. Okay, so I'll try to easy explanation to remember and write in exam to easy way. Okay, so join everyone, share it your friend circle also, your classmates. So I hope it will be helpful for. So I'll give you 2 minutes. Just join first everyone as soon as possible. You can join. 15 to 20 students came in. We'll start. Only 5 students. Here is remaining. Join first. Eight members came. Where is remaining? Remaining. Start. 10 members came in. We'll start. Join first, everyone. We're going to start. Why only 6 members? So if you have any doubts, anything you want to repeat explanation, you just put in comment. So just I'm audible. Just put in hi or yes in comment section, so I can understand I am audible. So I'll start the live. I'll start the classes also. Just put yes or hi. Is that audible? Voice is clear? Comment first. Just put it in comment. Hello. Just put it in comment yes or no. Shall I start? If you told me, I will start. Put in comment yes or no. Put it in comment yes or no, then I will start. No one commenting. What happened? Just put in comment yes or no, we'll start it. Then I'm going to start. You all are now responding. I don't know why. So first we are discussing about the fetal skull. After that we are going to the fetal circulation. Okay. These two, it is very important questions for your exam. So this important topic only we will discuss is. So if you have any other doubt regarding any questions regarding obstetrics, any labor, PPM, gynecologist or community, you can just put it in comment. I'll explain it now itself. Okay, so first we'll discuss the fetal skull. So what is the fetal skull? So in the definition clearly mentioned the fetal skull. Skull means inside the brain, the skull formation. Okay, in the baby's skull formation is called a fetal skull. This is the easy way. Which shape it is? It is the ovoid shape. Okay, the fetal skull is a ovoid shape structure. It made up of base of skull as vault and cranium. Okay, So just fetal skull is a ovoid shape, is a bone structure made up of base, skull and world and cranium. Okay, this is called a fetal skull. So what are the bone is there? So we all know the fetal skull has a 4 types of bone. So in that picture already I am clearly mentioned what are the bone. Okay, first one is the occipital bone. The occipital bone, which one? The back side. Posterior portion of in our brain skull is the bone present is called a occipital bone. Okay, what is the parental bone? Parental bone, we have a two sides, like both side we have a two parental bone, right? Next, frontal bone, we know both side we have a two frontal bone, and temporal bone, the below the parental in the side will be present. Below the parental both side we have a temporal bone. So this is the bone structure of bone. What are the bone is there? So you know, so 4 types of bone is there. The first bone is the occipital bone, which is present in the back sides. Okay, posterior side. Next is the parental, both side will be present. Both side will be two parental bone will be there. And the front side two frontal bone. The front side two frontal bone. And that below the parental bone, both side we have a temporal bone. Okay. So this is the bone structure of the fetal skull. Next we are going to the suture. Suture means in between the two bones, the connecting portion is called a suture. Okay, the connecting of the two bones, the joining or connection parts, it's called a suture. So we have a 4 bones, as soon as same we have a 4 suture. Okay, so what are the 4 suture? The first suture is sagittal suture. So we all know sagittal suture, that in between that two parietal bone. Okay, so I'll zoom it. In between, this is the sagittal suture. Okay, so this is sagittal suture in between two parietal bone. So these two parietal bone, we know both side two parietal bone is there. So in between that, this is called a sagittal suture, right? I'm right. So this is the sagittal suture. Okay, sagittal suture will put in red color. Okay, this joining part is called a sagittal suture. Next we have a Lambert suture. Lambert suture, in between that, what are the two bones? First is the occipital bone and two parietal bones. In between the suture is called a, in between this suture is called a Lambert suture. Okay, this is the second suture. First is the sagittal suture, is the red color, in between two parietal bones. The second suture is the in between the lambdoid bone and two parietal bones. Sorry, occipital bone and two parietal bone is called a lambdoid suture. Third is the coronal suture. Coronal suture, in between that two parietal bone. You know the two parietal bone. These two is parietal bone and two frontal bone. In between two parietal bone and two frontal bone, the present suture is called a coronal suture. And one more suture will be pending, that is called frontal suture. So frontal suture, we have a two frontal bones, right? We have a two frontal bones. These two are frontal bones. So in between that suture is called a, this suture, this frontal bone in between two suture is called a sagit frontal. So I hope it will be clear, right? So already we have completed suture. So do you want one more time explanation? Can I repeat it again regarding the suture? So if you know the bone structure, you can easily write the suture of the fetal skull. right? So I'm going to explain again the suture parts. The first is the sagittal suture. Sagittal suture will be present in between the two parietal bones. This is one, this is one. Two parietal bones is the connection joint point is called sagittal suture. Next is the coronal suture. Coronal suture will be present in between two parietal bone and two frontal bone. Right? This is the sagittal suture. Sorry, coronal suture. Next suture will be lambdoid suture. It will be present our back side or posterior side in between occipital bone and two parietal bone is present that lambdoid suture. And one more, that will be frontal suture. It will be present in between two frontal bones, right? So these two are frontal bones, so in between that is called a frontal suture. So I hope it will be clear suture. Next we are going to the fontanelles. So fontanelles is most important. Sometimes they are asking long answer time, not only meaning also. Sometimes they are asking what are the fontanelles, like bregma. So you have seen, I think, previous question paper. Sometimes they are asking what is anterior fontanelles or what is bregma. Sometimes they are asking like this different questions from the fontanelles. So next we are going to discussing about the fontanelles. So we have two fontanelles. Fontanelles, the first fontanelle is the anterior, which will be present is the front sides, and second is the posterior, which will be present our back side, right? So first we are going to the anterior and posterior. First I am going to show the which is anterior fontanelles and which is posterior fontanelles. So in this fetal skull, this is our anterior fontanelles, right? This is anterior fontanelles, and in the posterior side is called a posterior fontanelles. Okay, so this is easy. This is posterior fontanelles, this is anterior fontanelles. So I hope it will be understand. You are getting where it will be present in the anterior side fontanelles. The connection point, sometimes they are asking what are the bone is there, fontan bone, parietal bone, right? So that connection point, so in between two frontal bone and two parietal bone, the connection point is called what? Is called anterior fontanelles, right? Is called anterior fontanelles. So what is the posterior side? So posterior side in between that lambdoid bone and two parietal bone, the connection point, it's called a posterior fontanelles. So clear where is anterior fontanelles and where it posterior fontanelles, right? So we are going to discussing about the detail. So in that anterior fontanelles, we are going to discussing about the anterior. So anterior fontanelles is the meeting point, means the joining point of sagittal and coronal and frontal suture. Okay. So we are discussing regarding bone, so suture also. Where it will be present that frontal suture. So this is the frontal suture, and this is the sagittal suture, and this is the coronal suture. In between, this is called a anterior fontanelles, right? So this connection point, so clear where it is anterior fontanelles, the connection point of the sagittal suture, coronal suture and frontal suture, the connection point or meeting point where it will be joined the three suture is called a anterior fontanelles. It will be diamond shapes. Okay, so that's why it's called a bregma. Emergency important point, So second point, it will be diamond shaped. It closed in 18 month or 1.5 years of age. So after delivery of the baby, this joining part will be very soft. Okay, so that's why if the baby is fall down, so easily chances to break down the fetal skull. Okay, so that's why it will be closely and tightly shaped in the 1.5 years of age in baby or 18 months. Sometimes they are asking short answer type questions. The anterior function and shape will be diamond shapes. Okay, it will be closed in between 18 month or 1.5 years of age of baby. So clear. So hitting the meeting point of which three bone is suture: sagittal suture, coronal suture and frontal suture. Okay, so it is diamond shape and it will be closed in that 18 to 1.5, 18 month or 1.5 years of age. Clear. You, a student are not responding, so if it is I am asking, you just put it in comment. So for that I am getting confirmations, yeah, student are getting and voice will be clear, they are going to, they are understanding also, but I am not getting any feedback from your side. Clear. Any doubt? So next we are going to the posterior fontanelles, right? So what is, where it is the posterior fontanelles? The posterior fontanelles will be present here, right? So this is the, so what is the first point here mentioned? So it is a, what is the first point? It is a meeting point of sagittal and lambdoid suture, right? What is the sagittal suture? So meeting point of sagittal and lambdoid suture. Sagittal suture all we know. So this is the middle parts of the suture is the sagittal suture, and this is the lambdoid suture. Yeah, this is the lambdoid and this is the suture. This joining part, which joining part? This joining part is called a posterior fontanelles. So it will be which shape? So the anterior fontanelles will be diamond shapes, and the posterior fontanelles will be, see, it will be capital Y shape, right? It will be capital Y shape. Clear? It will be capital Y shape. The posterior fontanelles will be Y shape and it will be closed in the 6 to 8 weeks or 1 or 2 months. So it will be closed very fastly. So after delivery in between 1 or 2 months it will be closed. It's smaller than anterior fontanelles and it will be very small compared to the anterior fontanelles. So that's why it will be closed in between 1 to 2 months or 6 to 8 weeks of after delivery. Clear? So can I explain again in the fontanelles? So very easy. So what is the anterior fontanelles? The anterior fontanelle is the meeting point of sagittal suture, sorry, frontal suture, coronal suture and sagittal suture. The meeting point is called a anterior fontanelles. It will be diamond shapes and it will be closed in the 18 month or 1.5 years of age. Clear? So next is the posterior fontanelles. So we are going to discussing if the posterior, the it is the meeting point of here sagittal suture and lambdoid suture. This is the two suture and anterior would be three suture. So it will be which shape? It will be Y shapes of structure. Y shapes of structure. It will be closed in between 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months of after delivery or 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks after delivery it will be closed. Okay, and in case of anterior fontanelles it will be closed 1.5 years or 18 month. Okay, so anterior fontanelles will be big, posterior fontanelles will be small compared to the anterior fontanelles. Clear? So this is the fetal skull. One more thing, we have a base and we have a diameters. So base and diameter we will be discussing in next class if you told means. So I'll go through this one only. Shall I continue? From your side, I am not getting any response. So I felt very bad. I'm not getting proper feedback from your side. No one messaging. If it is clear, just put yes sir or yes. So then I'm able to understand. Yeah, my voice is audible. What I am trying to explain, they are going to understanding. So if you are not responding anything, how can I manage? So next we are going to discussing about question. So this is the very important questions and very tough question. You have to understand very carefully what are the things I am going to tell you. Just note it down all those points, so it will be very easy to understand it. I don't know why people are not responding. If people not responding means how can I take it? So comment section will be open. I just put in comment in the okay. From my side I will try to explain you. Okay, next time it's starting the fetal circulation. I don't know why people are not responding. So before that, 8 to 9 I am taking the second year classes. They are responding very well. Each and every point they are explaining. If they are having any doubt, there's immediately they are putting in comment section. So I need to explain again. So I am again explaining. If people are not responding, okay. So I am trying to explain you regarding the fetal circulation. So fetal circulation is the very easy, so and very difficult also. You have to understand clearly in that in your cold mind. Okay. So fetal circulation means sometimes they're asking feto-placenta circulation. Fetal circulation and feto-placenta circulation both are same question. From the examiner for your confusion, they're asking like in different way. So don't confuse regarding that. Fetal circulation and feto-placenta circulation will be same. The fetal circulation will be happening through the placenta to the fetus. That's why they are asking sometimes fetal placenta circulation. Okay. Second. Hi student, sorry. So, I don't know why. Okay. Now your res- now your comments, all comments are I am getting. Yeah, that's problem. All yes, please continue. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay. So fetal circulation. So I am already told fetal circulation means. So just a second. Okay, only two students. So fetal circulation. So fetal circulation is also called a fetoplacenta circulation. Why it is called like this? Because the circulation will be happen through the placenta. Okay, from the mother circulation to the fetal circulation, the circulation will be happen goes through the placenta. So that's why it's called a fetoplacenta circulation. Okay. So what is the definition of the fetal circulation? So you can write the fetal circulation is the circulating system. Okay, this is a circulating system. So how it is happen of the fetal human? The circulating system of the fetal human, it will be happen after entering the blood to the in the fetal placenta. How it will be happen? It start from the fetal placenta, like from the mother. It will be start like it will be start from the fetal placenta to circulation, which is including the placenta, umbilical cord, and vessels. They carry the blood to the fetal body. So from the mother blood circulation to fetal circulation is called a fetoplacenta circulation. It will be like is the three process from the mother to placenta, from the placenta to fetal. So this is the three way. So from the mother circulation to it goes to the fetal circulation, like fetal placenta, and through the placenta the blood circulation will be goes to the fetal. So that's why it's called a fetoplacenta circulation. Okay, clear? So in the structure we have a many structure. For example, we have a umbilical. So in that umbilical vein have a umbilical arteries, ductus venosus, foramen oval, ductus arteriosus, and hypoglastic artery. These six are structure is there. So when you are going to the step by step circulation process, so those are the structure will be coming. So now I am explaining means you are not getting where it will be presence. Okay, when I am going to the circulation process, so in that time it will become, so it will be easy to understand in between which to which it will be present. Okay, so just I am telling thoroughly from that, like umbilical vein. So just remember it, vein always carry the oxygenated blood, right? Always carry oxygenated blood. Next is the umbilical artery. So umbilical artery always carry the deoxygenated blood and waste product. So in that, like in that placenta to the fetal circulation, what are the structure is there? Umbilical vein will be there, umbilical artery will be present. So the vein will be carry the oxygenated blood and artery will be carry the deoxygenated blood. Remaining parts, ductus venosus, foramen ovum, ductus arteriosus, hypoglastic ovum, those are the parts where goes through the when the blood circulation process directly. So it will be going to understand. So this is the next page. So this portion is most important. This structure portion. Okay. This structure portion is most important. Most important. This structure portion only. If you get the structure, if you remember this structure portion, you can write this circulation process 1 and this circulation process 2. So this has a two circulation. It will be started, okay, it will be started from head to, this is one circulation, and two circulation will be happen from head to, it will be going through like this, and it will be coming again back. So this is the second circulation. Understanding? Next we are going to one by one. So don't worry, I'll try to explain my best. So let's start. First circulation, okay, which is the placenta. Where it is the placenta? So this is the placenta, right? So circulation will be start from placenta. The blood goes to the umbilical vein. Like this you have to write. The it is the deoxygenated blood. Okay. The placenta to umbilical vein. The blood goes to placenta to the umbilical vein, and from the umbilical vein to blood again goes to the inferior vena cava. See here it will be mentioned bypassing the DV. See it will be present here DV. DV means ductus venosus, right? So it will be present in between. Where are the two parts? First is the umbilical vein and inferior vena cava. In between these two, just a second. So blood circulation will be started from the placenta. So it start from the placenta, right? It start from the placenta. After that it will be coming to the umbilical vein. Okay. Placenta, then it will become umbilical vein. After that it will be come to the inferior vena cava. So in between that we have a ductus venosus. See here mentioned DV, right? See here mentioned the DV. DV means it is a ductus venosus. Okay. DV means ductus venosus. So ductus venosus is present in between. What are the two parts? Can you tell me? The first is umbilical vein and inferior vena cava. So what we are writing the ductus venosus? The ductus venosus is present in between the umbilical vein and inferior vena cava. The part structure is called as ductus venosus. Okay, clear? In between umbilical vein and inferior vena cava, the presenting parts is called a ductus venosus. Okay. So next parts. So ductus venosus already here mentioned. See. So ductus venosus, the blood flow umbilical vein to inferior vena cava bypassing the liver. It's called the ductus venosus. So already in that process also same it will be mentioned. So ductus venosus it will be present in between umbilical vein and inferior vena cava. Okay, one parts will be almost clear. So we are going to the next. So from the inferior vena cava, blood again goes to the right atrium. Okay. So from the inferior vena cava, blood goes to the right atrium. So in the right atrium, again superior vena cava also, here blood will be coming, and from the this side also blood will be coming. So that's why that in the right atrium have a which type of blood? It is have a mixed blood. See here mentioned these parts will have a mixed blood. Okay, very easy. I hope it will be confusing. From the placenta, the blood circulation will be stopped. It will come to the umbilical vein. Again, blood goes to the inferior vena cava. Again, blood goes to the right atrium. So, in between the inferior vena cava and umbilical vein, it will be one present foramen ductus venosus, and from the right atrium, the blood goes to the left atrium. right? In that, in between also we have a one, what is the foramen ovum. Okay, so till right atrium the blood will be deoxygenated, CO2 blood. So from the right atrium blood goes to the left atrium. In between we have a foramen ovum. See FA mention. FO means foramen ovum. Here what is mentioned in the foramen ovum? The foramen ovum is mentioned here. The blood from the right atrium to the right ventricle bypassing the lungs. Right? That's called a foramen ovum. So same, the blood goes to the right atrium to the left atrium through the lungs. It's the parts in between middle parts. It's called a foramen ovum. That in that we have a lungs. So lungs will be there means the exchange will be happen, gas exchange. The deoxygenated blood is becoming oxygenated, right? So in the right atrium, the oxygenated blood will be coming by exchanging the lungs. So in that side, full be oxygenated blood. After that, it will going to the left ventricle. After it going to the ascending data. After that, it going to the all over the fetal body. So very easy way. I'm telling one way. From the placenta, blood goes to the umbilical vein. So umbilical vein to inferior vena cava through the ductus venosus. Again inferior vena cava is going to the right atrium. Till now here will be deoxygenated blood. So after that it will be going to the left atrium. In between we have a foramen ovum. So foramen ovum will be lungs present. So exchanging the gases, the deoxygenated blood will become oxygenated. So after that it will be coming left ventricle, ascending data, ascending aorta. After that it is going to the fetal body. So this is the process of fetal circulation. First fetal circulation. So we have a two process, right? See here one process, here two process. So first process we have completed. So what the first mention, umbilical vein, deoxygenated blood goes to the placenta through the vein, umbilical vein. After that it is going to the inferior vena cava to the right atrium. Again from the right atrium to the right ventricle through the foramen ovum. Same right ventricle to the right ventricle, foramen ovum. Again is going to the left ventricle and transporting the ascending aorta to the all over the body. This is the first process. So first process almost we have completed. Next we are going to the second process. So what is the second process? In the second process we have a from there. Okay, that will be started. It started from the superior vena cava. Okay, so from the superior vena cava deoxygenated blood coming to the right atrium. It goes to the right ventricle. It's going to the pulmonary artery, descending aorta, umbilical artery, and it coming to the placenta. So it is coming fully, this process will be fully deoxygenated blood. Okay, and this process will be goes to the oxygenated blood to the fetal body. So definitely you have to remember this structure. This structure only most important. If you are able to remember this structure means you are able to write everything the fetal circulation. So I hope it will be understanding. Any doubt? Actually I hope something issue will be happen. I am not getting your response. Your comments are not coming to me. So any doubt?